could never find the perfect situation, and at this time I can say the same.
Atlanta's become a mecca not only for rap and hip-hop stars, but for folk singers as well. The acoustic scene really took off with the success of the Indigo Girls, who started their careers playing in clubs like this. Today, Eddie's Attic draws struggling songwriters from all over the country. They come here to play the same stage the Indigos frequent, and to dream that someday they too will make it big. Meanwhile, they work their day jobs and stretch their meager earnings to keep the creative fires burning. Reporter Tom Corvin introduces us now to a young woman who has that dream.
Buckle up for safety.
Where are we going first there?
Bank South. Oh, let's see. Okay, we're ready. I'm hungry as hell.
Light roast beef deluxe.
No sauce, no taste. Boy, oh boy, couldn't ask for nicer weather, could we?
Michelle Penn writes and sings songs. That's why she hit the road a year ago, and a degree in marketing couldn't stop her. She has to find out if childhood dreams come true.
I always wanted to go for it 100%, and I never could because I always had school or work or both. So that's when I decided to just make the break and just get out of Dodge.
You may be perfect, and I may be blind, but I'm not giving in this time. I don't give me love, I'll become tomorrow's stranger. I don't give me hopes and dreams that lead to anger.
This night, it's Greenville, South Carolina, a watering hole called the Handlebar. Only 20 people show up to hear Michelle and other Georgia songwriters singing the round.
Well, there is nothing that will bloom from this dark and lonely room. Not a love is more poor, like a moving train. Sometimes a ride to someone, sometimes it's a runaway. Goodbye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
The pay for tonight's gig, $50.
It's too slow with the... It's like a little bit faster. 2, 3.
But Michelle, bassman John Frampton, and new drummer Scott Davison are working for something much bigger.
I just can't wait till the day on the Grammys and I can curse my teacher that said, you can't do that with your life.
Michelle told her parents she was leaving her hometown of Detroit for an accounting job, a job that didn't exist, heading straight for Atlanta instead. That's where she saw people playing like she wanted to play.
Right, yeah, they were doing exactly the same thing, and they were, devoting 100% of their time, and they seemed to be, successful.
And if anyone's responsible for making Atlanta the musical magnet it is, it's Amy Ray and Emily Saliers, the Indigo Girls. Their first album went gold in '88, proving it can happen.
There's no doubt we had a big record out, but it wasn't just the fact that you can get a gold record. I think a lot of it was people heard a lot about the scene being united and a community, and how you could come into a city and share with people instead of feeling alienated in like a place like New York.
The Indigo Girls made personal songwriting popular again, putting videos on MTV, encouraging performers who write from the heart.
Success should never be the thing that drives you. It should never be your goal. Good things are going to come to you just out of the love you experience when you're playing live music, and that's what's good about playing music in Atlanta.
And now Michelle's trying to ride the same train to fame with a CD of her own. Personal lyrics, personal songs.
People would be lying if they said they didn't have days where they felt like the song Me, where they're just cranky at the whole world and people were cranky at them. And stop the tape, I'm a little flat.
That was perfect. Try it again.
Michelle does all guitar and vocal tracks on Running from the Seasons. But it's Dee Dee Vogt who put an end to her open mic nights and cheap cassettes, pushing Michelle professionally.
Keep it to the side. Don't turn in on it.
Newcomers like Michelle can't afford big recording studios. Vogt knows it. She was the city's Artist of the Year in '83, played bass for the Indigo Girls, and has her own studio now. So for $30 an hour, the Michelles of Atlanta get a chance at getting heard.
You happy with that?
no.
Do it again? Nobody gets anywhere without help from somebody else. At some point you need does help with the step up.
Can we start to fade right about now?
Okay. It still comes down to the source, and if the source is good and Michelle is good, then people are going to pay attention to it. Something like that?
Perfect. All right.
And people are paying attention.
New Rock 99X and Locals Only. My name is Steve. We have some special guests in the studios again, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Penn. Yay. Literally, you've taken the scene by storm. Which is, well, it's true. I mean, and
It's got to be something so personal to you that you can't live without it.
Well, it's come down to that now, where it's a me thing where I've got to prove that I can do what I set out to do.
Now they're just waiting for the big break, hanging out with friends in all the right places. Trackside Tavern is where the Indigo Girls started. Their gold records on the wall.
Just emotionally, I was very attached to that place and our experience there because everybody got in free and it was a strong community vibe.
I wouldn't still be here if I didn't have great friends. If they think it can happen, then why shouldn't we? I mean, as silly as that may sound, and we do.
And Eddie Owen has seen it happen when he booked the Indigo Girls at Trackside.
If it wasn't for Eddie's, a lot of the things I've accomplished couldn't have happened.
So, enough of me. Without further ado, y'all please welcome Michelle Penn.
It's $6 a piece.
I wasn't sure I was for the taking.
He owns Eddie's Attic now, the last stop before the big record deal.
Food is great, see?
But Owen didn't open it for the food 3 years ago. He opened it for singer-songwriters like Michelle.
Really to have a place for the performing songwriter to excel, to be seen, to be heard.
And to be bottom line, Eddie just keeps us from having day jobs.
It's not fancy. They rehearse in the kitchen just like the Indigo Girls did and still do. But it's a community of intimacy Eddie's created for performers to share.
People like Michelle move to Atlanta, or we have performing songwriters wanting to come through Atlanta, not necessarily because of Eddie's Attic, but because of the people that are here that are extremely talented.
Open your eyes, it's no lie. I want you to know I'm not letting go.
Michelle is now selling her sound, signing on new friends. Her face is finally a familiar sight on this scene called Atlanta. Just one songwriter's story about friends and chasing a dream.
It's wide open. Anything could happen.
That has got to be grueling for her, especially when you consider there are so many singer-songwriters out there. Is she going to get lost in the crowd?
I don't think so. It's a lot of hard work, but she just signed a distribution deal with Rainy Day Records. That means she doesn't have to lug her CDs around anymore. They're going to be in the stores. And beginning of May, she's going to go on a major Southeastern tour and then come back here May 12th and play before the home crowd. So she's got her work cut out for her, but I think she's going to make it.
Starting to pay off for her.
I think so.
All right, Tom, thanks.